Hey everybody, this is B from Kongs or Us. Welcome to a Sunday. Apologize for the last minute stream, but kind of took a nap, woke up. My co-host that's normally here on a Sunday is still passed out. So what did I need to do today? I thought it would be fun to continue the live modding craze that I did this past Friday and still knock out a couple projects on my to-do list. So I do enjoy these live modding sessions. It gives me a chance to definitely one get some projects done that have been on my to-do list while working with you, the community. And two, I absolutely love supporting and highlighting some amazing third party vendors out there that help provide some of these modifications to the community, the folks that you want to, definitely check out. If you like upgrading your products to be a little bit more accurate or just have that extra flair or flavor. And so Retro 530 and Mod 1Up have done some good work with this Tempest mod. And so I have an Arcade1Up Tempest. And it's funny because I got it, I think, on sale when it was like, I want to say like it was like 150 or 250 on Amazon about a year ago, and I've always really liked the shape of the Tempest cabinet. And there's not a lot of cabinets in my collection that have the trackball and the spinner mod, so thought it'd be fun to do a live stream just going over some mods. And look who woke up!
Where's my chair?
Where is your chair?
Oh, great. I have no chair.
You have no chair. You want to hang out?
Sure.
Yeah?
Sure.
Do you have any idea what we're talking about?
No clue.
No clue what
All
we're
right,
talking about.
Off I go.
What's that? No, come back.
I know.
Come back.
Let me go feed the
Okay.
Let me go feed the cats.
I know. People want to say hello to Mrs. Kongzarus and say
Wow.
hello to the chat. I know there's only a couple people here. So we got to say hello to Thomas. Say hi to
Hello,
Thomas. Biggie D is here.
Biggie D,
What's up?
Arcade.
Thomas Grillo says this mod is well worth the effort and investment. You have it, but your mine has the instructions across the top of the board.
Oh.
Very nice. Very cool. Curtis says, don't mind the last minute notice. Needed something to listen to while you work on your project as well. Isn't it fun?
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, you heard the Tempest Cab has a high PCB fail rate.
Ooh.
That I don't know because I haven't been playing it that much. Bob is here. Hello, hello. Clax is here. Good morning, Sleepyhead. Are you sleepy? Did you have a good nap?
I had a really good nap.
Yeah? Was it a good Sunday today? Here, you can sit on my chair.
To do.
You can sit on my chair. So today's stream, what we're going to do, if you decide to be my co-host today, this project or this cabinet has been in our collection for a while. Do you know anything about Tempest?
I know that Philly Chick loves to play Tempest.
She does. She's a very good Tempest player. That is a very true thing. So Jen, Philly Chick, congrats on all your success for Tempest. Have you ever played it? Do you even know what the game is?
Isn't it the one where you're supposed to escape a little like room thingy?
No.
So bad.
No.
Okay, so while you're modding, maybe I'll learn how to play it.
Yeah. So do you like the shape of the cabinet? Does it like scream anything to you in terms of its like shape or look?
Oh, the dragon's lair just started to talk to us.
Yeah, it does. It's loud. The attract mode is loud.
Oh, I look amazing tonight.
You do. Maybe we should just change the show to, Mrs. Kongs or Us. But so I said I wanted to do a live modding session because the Tempest cabinet was one of the legacy cabinets that has this really unique shape to it. Don't you like the shape of it? It's like, looks like a spaceship, right? It's like a rocket ship. It just goes.
Why is there so much stuff here?
Yeah. So
whoa, what is this?
Yes. So this is a Tempest Waterfall deck. So the original version of this arcade cabinet had a deck that also kind of fell over the side and matched this. And so this is a custom deck made by mod1up.com. So
it's custom because they told us where to plug things in.
Yeah, they know exactly where to plug everything in. So it's pretty spiffy and nifty. And they even have some volcano buttons there too. And then the other thing about this particular, like the hoodie, thank you, cabinet is that the marquee is straight up and down. But there's a way where I got a custom red marquee that also lights up from Laramie Griffith from Retro 530. And so I'm going to install this, put it at the angle. That's what the goal is for today. So today, by the end of our stream, we will have a slanted Tempest marquee, a new waterfall deck to put into here. So it'll be a working walking session. Sound good? Are you going to join? Are you going to help me out with the chat?
I will after I feed the cats.
Okay. All right. Go do your thing.
All right.
Okay. Thank you all for joining in this particular modding session. So let me know in the chat in case you guys, what you guys think about this particular mod. Is this something that you think is a necessary upgrade? Is it something that you would have liked to have seen Arcade1Up make a little bit more kind of accurate? Like, do we need all these extra third-party modifications to get it to what we needed to do? The other thing I might do as well too, and I'm kind of showing it here. This is the fake coin door, right? So we have a fake coin door that does not match the rest of the arcade one-up collection for the real molded coin door. I did hear that Retro 530 is making some injection molding versions of the arcade one-up coin door that would be really good to replace this. I also did get some different coin doors that were from Hobby Hands that I was thinking about putting in here too. So I definitely will be doing a coin door mod to this because I really don't like this plain click plate there, or the fake coin door, if you will. So this is all cosmetic. In terms of the cabinet itself, I probably will keep it stock for now. I think the games list and everything on here is pretty good. I'm not going to do anything to the controls just yet. In terms of the gameplay and things, I was thinking about getting the centipede version of the cabinet because when I play these classic games, this cabinet came out in 1981, or at least the game Tempest. So it's actually 2 years older than I was born. I was an 83 baby, so I didn't really, grasp and appreciate a lot of the 80s classic arcade games that much, but I really like and dig the shape of the cabinet. I think in terms of having various different cabinets in my collection, the Tempest is definitely one that does stand out, and um, from a look standpoint, it's very unique. And in terms of controls, also very unique. I don't have very many trackball and um, spinner games on my collection, so that's why I decided to keep it in my collection. So we're gonna upgrade it and mod it there. All right. P Dubs is here. He says he loves his waterfall panel from Mod 1Up. He's also done this particular mod. He says it is not necessary, it's just cosmetic mod and doesn't improve the functionality, but damn it does look good. And I completely agree. Am I putting in the volcano buttons? Yes, I do have the version of their mod that has the upgraded volcano buttons for the player one and player two. So if you can tell, those guys actually did a couple different versions of their kit, where I think the Gen 1 versions had the button layout kind of in the same layout that the Arcade 1Up does. And they've updated it to have the volcano buttons here, as well as the fire buttons in the same format that I think closer to the original arcade panel for here. So I got this. I purchased the old deck from them, and they came onto the show when I was doing my Dragon's Lair Waterfall mod deck. By the way, that was pretty cool. And then when I told them that I really wanted the volcano button mod, they were super nice and they shipped me the volcano button version of the panel and sent a return label for my other one. So they kind of swapped out my old version, the Gen 1 that I never got to installing, and then gave me this one. And so I thought that was really cool of them because I connected with them, and definitely check out Mod 1Up. Let me go ahead and actually present their website in case you guys are wondering exactly who I'm talking about. It is the Mod 1Up guys. Brian English is actually really cool. So this is Mod 1Up. If you check out their website, they have not only a couple different mods for, is it this one that I'm looking for? Hold on one second. Mod 1Up. There it is. Okay, so welcome to Mod 1Up. So they have a lot of couple things here. They're doing Galaga and Class of 81 decks. Wow. Okay, so I had Brian on the show at one point, and he said he was an engineer and a teacher, and was like, hey, there's these cool things that I feel like I can provide and offer. And yeah, they're just fans that like put this together and saying, and we're gonna do these little limited types of decks and design them and put them back. So this really looks cool that they're also putting together Galaga, Class of 81, Centipede Legacy decks, and Missile Command Waterfall decks. And this is it. They have a Space Ace version of the deck there, the limited edition major. Oh, this is really cool right here. A major Havoc version of the deck, 299 here. If you really like Major Havoc, look at that for your Tempest. That's pretty dang cool. And it has the actual roller versus the spinner and That's pretty sweet. So yeah, the Major Havoc conversion deck. That's pretty dang cool. So I like that. I love the creativity of third-party modders, and this is it. Like these guys have really put together some really awesome products for you guys too. So those are all the decks that they have. You can see that this is the latest and greatest. So I think this is their old version of the Tempest mod deck. You can see grab bag specials. These are the older versions that might be slightly imperfect in terms of the whole lineup. And I have the newest version. So check out Mod1Up. This is their latest version that we're talking about here. It's $155 and you can get it shipped to you. The other vendor that we'll be talking about today, and Laramie, if you're listening, I sent you a link to. We'll love to have you join in. So Retro 530, they make tons of upgrade products for your home arcade things, including 3D printed services. They do a lot. Look at this Retro 530 molded coin door. I cannot wait for this to come out. It says it's out of stock, but look, this really beautiful coin door that's molded in the style of the Arcade1Up ones. That way you can get very similar versions if you want them to match. You can get them lit up automatically. So I really appreciate that. He has some Marquee upgrades for everything that you can see here. Look at this. This is 19K Fox approved. And then what we're doing, I think he has a whole section for I believe the Marquee upgrades too. So Marquee, you have a lot of stuff here, man. Let's quick shopping. So these are all the different options that he has here. He makes the big buck hunter stuff. I've had Laramie on here a few times, but the mod that we're doing here is the light up replacement for the Tempest. So I love supporting, and I placed my order for this several months ago, but this is just really quickly the light up Tempest mod that's 3D printed. So the whole thing, the red trim will light up as well. So this is just kind of showing you a little bit of the different versions that they have. So this is the Tempest lit up. I know it may not be as arcade accurate having that red light up marquee. So, I thought this would be fun to make it bling a little bit. And there is some extra drilling that we'll need to do to be able to make sure that it fits. He has a couple different options for the standard. We are drilling in the house. So this is hopefully what we'll get done too. So those are my two people that I wanted to just highlight really quickly, and we'll get it done. Yo. That's slick. All right. You've been thinking about doing this mod. You like the games list, so this would make it better. Yes. Did the Gen 1-Up mod 1 at Tempest deck, and it's very well made. Yeah, I agree. That is super slick. This mod, PC Dubs made you do it. What's up, 19K Fox? Hello. All right, Retro 530 did a custom Cuber marquee for me. Great work. Retro 530 does have great stuff. It is 19K Fox approved. Okay, so let's get into it and start with the mod and just really get going. If anybody wants to join in, this is a fun chill live modding stream. If anybody would like to share their experience about their modding journey with either of these vendors and maybe would want to join the show, I'm just going to drop a link into the live chat and come talk to me so you can help me navigate this whole process. Okay, so I'm going to make this big. I'm going to make this side bigger there, and we're going to get started. So I figured the best and easiest thing to do is to transfer all the buttons that are here into this control panel. We're going to see how easy it is, and then after that's done, I'm going to do the marquee mod separately, so that way we can take care of each section on its own. I think this will be the easiest version. Marquee I might have to play with a little bit, because in order to get that slanted angle look, Laramie was messaging me saying that we have to drill some new holes into the cabinet. So we're going to do that. Shut down the marquee and the power. Let's get going. And for folks that joined the Ridge Racer live modding session on Friday, I definitely plan to keep going with that. Those are always fun to just get working, but there's so much more to tweak and personalize. So whenever I do like a PC mod, I like to take time to update my playlist and games to get everything working. So I'll probably do more content on that a little bit later on. Super excited. Talk to the Buy Stuff guys. I'm going to be trying that on my Outrun mod as well. So that should be really fun. So let's get this out of here. Essentially, we're going to be translating all of this stuff into the other one. We probably won't even be using this deck at all, obviously. So let's get this cleaned up and opened up, and we'll get going. Let me know if you have any questions in chat. Happy to walk through everything as well as I talk through things. We'll just get this all opened here. Uh, Hope everybody was having a good Sunday. I just have to share quickly that even though we always do these shows on Sundays, I apologize for kind of the late notice for doing the live stream. I was thinking every Sunday comes up, even during my Thursday shows, sometimes I'll struggle to find kind of a topic that I'm interested in talking about. And so this Sunday, I originally had planned to be talking about something else. I have, and I'll just share it, put in an order for a Tesla. So today was supposed to be a pickup day, delivery day, if you will, for our Tesla. And they messaged me in the morning, a text message. If anybody who's a Tesla owner, I'd love to hear from you. And they messaged really late saying it's not available at our original appointment time, and we need to be able to postpone it for a couple of days. And that, at the beginning of the day, already threw off my schedule. So I was like, already been in a foul mood for the day. Mrs. Congress knows I was pretty pissy about it.
So toasty that this live stream today is brought to you by some kind of champagne with a bottle top opener.
Yeah. Does that get you mad? Like when you have plans and things kind of go awry?
I think we become the family that kind of goes with it. I'm
Mhm.
trying to go with it, but I have nowhere to go sit.
Yeah. So eventually we did our normal family routine, but I have been exploring one new place that has brought some joy the last couple of days.
Yeah.
It's pinballmap.com.
I love how Nooner says a Tesla you sold out. I guess this crowd isn't much of a Tesla. I mean, I suppose that's true. If you're going to have all these arcade cabinets in your house, many PCs running in the background with lights and stuff like that, we are not here to conserve energy.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know if you've already read some of this stuff, but we got
I haven't looked at comments at all because I've been working on all this stuff.
Nooner got his Marquee from Tony C. Awesome. Love that the community is supporting the community. Arcade Factory also makes a Marquee for Tempest with the tilt. Love mine. That's what Tony C said.
Got it.
I got some waves from Jeff Walsh.
Nice.
Excuse me. Thanks so much for joining us today. Thomas Grillo says the only difficulty I had with the new deck was figuring out how to wire up the LEDs and the volcano buttons. We have volcano buttons?
We do have volcano buttons.
Oh, is it the ones that look like little nipples?
Yes.
Okay, well then.
Yes.
Answer my question.
Those are volcano buttons, Mrs. Congress.
Thomas also said, I hate it when my plans get changed by unexpected things happening. And JT Brunick said, I love the look of the waterfall, but the price has held me back. Same boat as the back box 2.0 for the APLs. How much was this?
This deck is $150, I believe. And so it is quite pricey.
It is quite pricey. Like, of all your cabs, which would you not mod?
All of them are susceptible to modding because they all can use little improvements. None of them are perfect as it is.
Wow.
Even my pinball machine. The only thing that's perfect as is you, baby.
Such lies. Anywho, Dan Z, thanks for asking about the cats. The cats are doing awesome. They just got their dinner. They haven't destroyed our Christmas tree yet. Surprise. It's crazy. I can't believe our cats are almost 2 years old and they have not climbed the tree and knocked it down yet. But we'll see when they get bigger and fatter. I love it. Justin says, don't go chasing waterfalls, which is $150 worth. So please don't chase $150 worth. Unacceptable Fringe says, Opsiplex, not option, stupid autocorrect. Oh. Okay. You're talking about something earlier. Okay. Which was is there any way to buy an Optiplex UDirect so I can hook it up to my Outrun and it's basically plug and play? I'm terrible building playlists.
I would say I normally do have some modding options, but I've kind of retired from offering commissions and doing builds for other people. Was something I was doing for a while. Mrs. Kongzaros can attest to it. So I don't plan on offering like pre-built PCs. I did have my buddy Joel Gorski on the call yesterday or on the show. You know Bay, right?
Sure, babe.
He's my modding bay. But Joe Gorski from Retro Lizard Arcades. There's a lot of retros in our names. He is probably your best bet for finding somebody with the PC to be able to hook up all the different games for the mod. So I would definitely reach out to Joel and get your modding fix there. The other option that you'll probably find is that the Buy Stuff guys will be offering a version of their Android box that's already pre-mapped to the wheel. So that's another good option, is to wait directly from the Buy Stuff guys if you plan on going that route. But yeah, Dell Optiplexes, I won't be able to offer any supports for you.
Cheers!
Cheers! Here's my drink.
You want a sip of this?
What is this?
It is a French sparkling. So technically, it's supposed to be champagne.
Nice and bubbly. Here you go. Take it back.
Oh, it is made in France. So this is official champagne, y'all.
It's not
We fancy.
sparkling wine.
It's not sparkling wine.
It's champagne. So only the French can call it champagne.
Yes, only the French can call it champagne. Alrighty. Wow. So this cab itself cost $199. Or at least that's what JT Brunick got for.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's when when it was retail, it was I think $450 retail, and there was a big sale, which is when I picked it up too. I think it was Amazon and was like $199. I think that sounds about right. So yeah, the deck is almost as expensive as the mod itself, but
JT also says may or may not have been kicked out of Champs in Six Falls with my buddies for karaokeing that song. Oh, haha.
What song?
The Don't Go Chasing Waterfall.
Oh, it's a good one.
It is a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, you may want to label those cable pairs to avoid miswiring. You've already started unplugging stuff.
I took a
too
picture.
Late. We've gone down this route, Thomas Grillia. We are not turning back.
Yeah, I probably should have labeled them.
Ooh, we might have a buddy hopping on soon. Laramie Griffith says.
Yeah, Laramie is gonna help me out during the modding section for the Marquee.
Wow, you just pilling on for buying stuff. Well, before you buy things, Unacceptable Fringe.
Yeah, no, he's hanging on. Buy Stuff is a store. He's hanging on for the Buy Stuff store, guys.
Got it.
Yeah, so no worries.
Oh, Jeff
All
wants to see our kitties.
Here's all of our guts for the Tempest that we're going to transport,
and
I absolutely did not mark everything off at all. I definitely should have. I'll have to refer back to the picture that I took because I did snap a quick picture.
Let's go say. Oh,
and the other thing about these
hi.
buttons too,
Hi.
I guess people could have also swapped out these buttons for better buttons into the panel. But for now, I'm just gonna use the stock buttons and move them over. Like we all know that these buttons are absolute trash. They're terrible buttons. But for me, I only like the performance for games that I'm really competitive in. If I'm going to be playing online against other people, so I normally will only change out the buttons for my online cabinets and especially the fighting cabinets where I really feel like it'll make a big difference. For these games that I am personally very more casual in and don't play as much, I'm okay with just more of like the look and making sure I can play this once in a while than the stock buttons. But I don't know, maybe I'll become a really good Tempest player and we can check it out. Or Mrs. Kong DeRuss will become the best Tempest player ever.
Tabs, what do you think of your dad's modding activity? Well, because you don't have, surprisingly, the kittens have not chewed through your wires in a long time. You know why? Because they've been chewing through my Christmas tree lights.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Who has plastic in your belly? You have plastic in your belly.
You definitely have.
You have plastic in your belly. Okay, let's let you go.
You are a crazy cat lady. Did you know
I am
that,
a
Mrs.
crazy cat lady. It's awesome. Alrighty. Back into the chat. Jeff says he will jump on it once it's the ball of pin. Where? Sure. Oh, we need some volcanoes up in here.
We do have some volcano buttons coming up soon.
Oh, interesting. Tony says the stock Marquee isn't the best. That's true.
Yes, this is true.
Is this the one that does not light up?
No, it does light up, but it's like the print looks a little bit faded, and then the angle of it is straight up and down.
Thanks so much for that gorgeous cat. She's our tabby, but we call her Tubs because she's gotten a little not so tabby.
Last thing I need to do is pop out these little guys.
So I did ask the
Remember how-
question, which one would you not mod? I think in the chat, I'm kind of curious. In the chat, if you don't mind entertaining me, which arcade that you own or that you would love to own that you think does not need to be modded? I mean, I feel like
It's a good interactive question.
it is a good interactive questions. I feel like we have all these arcades. It's awesome to mod, but then some that you just like you buy off the shelf and said, you know what? I don't need to touch this. This is good as is. I'd love to hear from you so that I can convince Kongs or us that we did not need to mod it. So,
There goes the controls. All right. We're now at the stage where we're going to be adding in our custom waterfall deck again.
when
by
did you
Mod
have our
1Up.
child do karaoke night?
Oh, it was on Justin Console Kids' stream. Yeah,
Y'all did karaoke randomly.
we did while you were passed out one night. So
Oh, I love it. I didn't have to hear it.
yeah.
I used the deck change out as a chance to do the GRS track mod. You need to change the ball as well.
The what?
That's what Tony says. Is that he had to do the deck change also to mod out the ball.
The ball, possibly.
Ooh. Fight Cab and my 40th Pac-Man. No need to mod on those. Final Fight. What's Final Fight?
Final Fight was one of the original cabs that came out.
So like OG stock.
Yep. Man, this is a really, really tight fit. Tight.
You like it tight.
Yes. I do not know if it... do I have to smash these in? These are like really tight.
Ooh, Thomas says a Star Wars arcade cab is good enough, but wouldn't mind 3D printed panels overlay. That's changing it. No modding.
Mm-hmm.
I want to tell him there's no need to mod. But then again, if he did not mod his Star Wars arcade, I guess we would not be here.
This is true. And you would be happy? All right. So these are the Arcade1Up buttons. They actually do not fit that well. So I'm going to have to smash these in right now. All right.
Oh, I love it. Michael B
Ready?
would be here, be the one to ask. He's anti-mod. I've modded everything, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose that's true. Your channel is all about modding. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
I don't
get
think
it.
These are going to fit.
That's the end of our stream, folks. Thanks for joining us. Mwah!
Yeah, these definitely will not fit. I have to talk to normally the these are probably meant for replacement buttons completely.
And not the ones that came with.
Yeah, so that's kind of my first thing. Like these holes are pretty much just straight, and so they will not fit because of the big extra nub that's here.
Are you saying your nub does not fit in the hole?
Yes, the nub does not fit in the hole. I either have to like drill out the hole space more, or I have to shave off this little part here.
So he just said I have to drill out into the hole or shave some stuff down there.
Yes, I did, Mrs. Contreras. You're really good at letting people know. Oh, that's disappointing. Okay, so it is not a direct replacement for it. I don't know if he's expecting.
Dan Z said, are the cats getting a visit from Santa Claus? Well, they're about to get a visit from Santa Mom because I just heard some ornaments drop down on the floor. I'll be right back.
We also have a guest backstage here too. I'm really curious about his thoughts. What's up, Detroit Love?
What up?
What's going on, man? What do you think about this waterfall deck here? Is this something
It looks awesome.
Yeah.
What's going on with those buttons?
That's what I'm saying. So like the button holes, a little tight. Normally that's how we like it, but these buttons, the stock Arcade1Ups have that little extra nub right there, and so it's not gonna fit in without some extra modding. So it's getting stuck right there. There's no.
Now, don't you have one of those the little drill bits, the little triangle?
Yeah, I do have a step bit that I can widen the hole a little bit, but those are always a pain in the butt. I think what I might try to do is like dangerously use my X-Acto knife and just shave off that bit right there. So I think that probably would be the easiest thing for me to do right now.
That sounds dangerous.
It does. I hope I don't cut myself, but I'm gonna try to do one.
I think the step bit would be wouldn't the step bit be a safer bet? Won't you just try?
Yeah, but then I have to mod the deck itself and like drill into it a little bit more. And I'm upstairs with carpet all over the place, and Mrs. Congsworth would probably yell at me. So
I don't know why this has stopped you from like drilling things in the floor, and I love it that you have assist from Detroit Love to help us drill. I'm sorry.
Yeah, all you have to do is get a box, lay the control panel over the box. That way it catches all the shavings. I would practice on something different first.
All right, so
he started it. He's gonna scrape stuff.
Yeah, I did this with sand walls to get them to fit into tighter holes, and so I think This might
Ooh.
let's. I just want to see how like
Tight
pliable this
holes.
plastic is, and
Oh.
we'll see. Is this dangerous? Do you think?
Yeah, be careful, man.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't care to see any injuries.
Any injuries? All right.
We
So
want blood.
the other way to do this too, because this is pretty thick. Normally, if it was like a really small nub like this one, this would be easy to shave. But this is a pretty thick nub. It's pretty thick.
Did you hear that, folks? The nub is pretty thick.
Look how
That's
thick
what
that
she
nub
said.
is. That's a really thick nub. Don't shave
Yeah,
the
I think
top.
the step bit is the best, the safest route to go here.
Safest bay. Oh,
Because
but
this is
that
only one button, B, so far, and one
I
side is
know.
one button.
I love.
But then it's either drilling out holes for all the buttons or doing this for each button
Yeah,
too.
but those take 2 seconds to hold them.
Oh, but the other thing I could do is eventually get better buttons. So, do you prefer even changing out the buttons in your Arcade1Up cabinets for like just in general? Like, do you do them for any of your cabs?
Now, I've done total mods where I've switched out the buttons, but I haven't switched any buttons and kept it unmodded otherwise.
Yeah, yeah.
I got
So,
all my
we'll see.
Christmas decorations over here.
All right. Get a Dremel. That's what he's saying too. So yeah, a Dremel would make this a lot faster too. So I can Dremel out these things, but then my whole house is gonna smell. So when you do modding, do you mod in your arcade inside of your house? Do you have a workshop? Like where are you doing stuff when you
Oh,
do
I
all
do
your
it right here in the basement.
Yeah? Okay, so you're in your basement, which is still a place that feels like you have a little bit more space to mod. I'm
Yeah.
upstairs in my den with carpet on the floor.
and
So
shaving it on the floor.
Yeah.
shaving it on the
Where's your
floor,
box?
so-
I told you you need an empty box to shave over or drill
Oh.
over.
Okay, I'm just gonna do one. I'm gonna do one and test this out, and then I might do the rest off stream. As people are saying, like, am I dangerously going to cut myself or do anything?
Yeah, you
know,
scare me.
This is how we do. We do Rambo style. All right, there it is. That nub is shaved.
Oh no! Don't eat it. Don't touch it. You are not to touch that.
Let me see
All
the
right.
comments here. What up, everybody?
All right, let's go. Let's get it in. Get it in. There it is. See, look. It's not bad. Fits.
It's definitely
Perfect.
not going to go anywhere.
That wasn't too bad. That took me like what, 30, like a minute or two.
Did
per
you
button.
Did you have to do both sides or just one?
I just did that one big fat nub and then it fit in. So
Okay.
yeah,
okay.
to get it through,
We got what,
that's
6
all you
more
need to
or
do.
5
I
more?
just gotta cut off some nubs. That's it. So
So you just cut off the big fat nub.
I did. I cut off some big fat nubs. I have
Well,
5 more
hopefully
buttons.
the other
to
two
go.
pieces are standard.
Yeah. Oh, how does this look? I haven't even put it in here. Oh, that looks so gorgeous when it's all done. Okay, but we need to do the rest of the nubs now. All right.
This was
Now,
not
are
going to be a
We can have a fun conversation while I shave off the rest of these nubs. All right, I can go get my
Yeah. So
Rumble.
B, are you going to do the marquee as well?
Yeah, so right now this is the stock marquee that is here. I have a Retro 530 lit up marquee that's 3D printed, and so it's going to be angled as well.
Okay, perfect.
Get it
perfect.
there. So yeah, that is the end goal. Should I get a Dremel? I should just get a Dremel.
yeah, I think Nooner says I want to reach through my screen and hand you my Dremel. So it seems like a Dremel seems the way to
I
go.
do have my Dremel, but it's gonna stink though. It's gonna like
Why does your Dremel stink?
when you're shaving like hot plastic or like melting plastic. Where is my Dremel? I think it's where's my Dremel?
I don't know where any of your things are.
All right, I'm gonna go get my Dremel then. I think it'll take faster than shaving. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
He'll be
Now,
back.
Mrs. Kongs or us, I have a question for you. Now, do
Yes.
you play any of these cabinets? Any of them?
Nope.
Not a one.
Not a one.
Wow. Okay. And how many do you have there with you?
My arcades or my cats?
The cabinets, the arcade cabinets.
Oh, good golly. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 cabinets in this house. In this
18
upstairs
cabinets?
area alone. 18
Well,
cabinets. Yes.
Right. I know you got some in the garage.
Yes, we do.
Where did you have you had to replace any couches with cabinets yet?
I lost a couch. I have
Okay.
not. Yeah, well, I guess that's true. I lost a couch and got replaced by maybe 3 cabinets since then.
Okay.
It's been well, I mean, Danzy says, has Mrs. Kongzars gotten more cats since we got the pinball tables? I haven't gotten any more cats. We've all agreed that maybe 3 cats is enough, partly because it turns out of everybody who's allergic to cats, I'm super allergic to cats. So Surprise! But I'm hoping. Actually, no, I cannot hope because I know he said he's gonna get another arcade or pinball. Excuse me. He said the Godzilla one is coming, but not until it's released. So before the Godzilla comes to our house, we might have a fire sale. Not at his behalf. Perhaps I will be doing it. It'll be awesome because we have no space, and I don't know how he continues to like squeeze in arcades. It's hilarious because he talks about like the side panel, the art. It's gorgeous. I'm gonna put like a new decal on it. Yet he puts all the arcades side by side. Detroit Love, do you do that with your arcades? Do you at least show off the artwork and appreciate the
Well,
artwork?
the ones that I like, I put on the side. So like the Star Wars is on the end because I like the way the Star Wars look. Even though I don't play the Star Wars a whole lot, I definitely like the way it looks. So that one goes on the side. And right behind me, these three cabinets. So you see, I have the Tempest as well, right behind me here, right there. So
Yeah.
Tempest is right there. See the side of it. So I like the way the Tempest looks back there. So those three are kind of by themselves, so you can see they're at like on a circle. So those ones are the only ones that really show off the artwork. Big Blue doesn't have a whole lot to show off, so
Right.
probably going to switch it out. But yeah, that's the thing with arcades. They're going to eventually get smushed up.
Yeah, you're
Next
more
to-
about like making space. But then that's the funny part too, because he wants to invite people over to come play. But as they're smushed together, these are already 3/4 scales. For some folks, it's keychain. For some folks, it's like you're playing very like hunched over tight. And then you're gonna have another arcade next to you who somebody wants to play hunched over tight. Oh god, this is happening.
Yay, a Dremel.
We're just talking about your reduced space and how much you need to give your wife some more stuff because of the reduced space.
Do I?
You do. Not as many arcades.
That's all you want for Christmas?
Not
just
as many
can't-
arcades.
I just can't believe that you can't find one cabinet to enjoy with all those cabinets around you. Not one.
Me?
Yes. So you didn't play arcade games growing up then?
I did play arcade games growing up. There's a couple of arcades near my house. I don't know if y'all used to have in the mall the Aladdin's
Castle?
Aladdin's Castle, yeah. We had a beachside arcade that we used to frequent. Actually, should I be muting this?
No, that's fine. It's not too loud.
Nah, that's it. We live
All right,
modding.
Let's
Times
see if we can
5.
get your nub in.
That smell of burnt plastic.
Coupled by the smell of Mexican corn.
There it is.
Okay. That's a little faster and less dangerous.
Little bit, right?
So
There it
my
is.
Tempest has been out of commission for a while. So Arcade1Up is going to send me a new PCB.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Did it actually die?
Yeah, it the button. It never died. The buttons just became inoperable.
Oh, that's weird.
It's like the game started up and everything, but you couldn't push any buttons to start it. So
Oh, I wonder if that's the encoder then.
yeah, it's the encoder. They're sending a new PCB, so it's
I
all
see.
in one.
Lovely smell.
Oh,
But-
wow. So Aladdin's Castle was a chain because Thomas Brilio says he had an Aladdin's Castle, Diamond Gyms, and Atari Adventures arcades in our malls. I
Okay.
want to hear all your growing up. Which arcades did you go to? I want to hear all the names. Those are always fun to hear.
Yeah, we used to have a timeout. The Great Escape was one name of our local arcade too. I can't remember any others. How about you, Detroit Love? What arcades did you frequent back in the day?
Well, I'm a little older than you guys. This is cabinet, and so initially they didn't have arcades. Initially, they just had games that they put in the bowling alley, the party stores, that type of thing. So there was a arcade at the mall, but I don't recall the name. It wasn't a big name like you guys have, like Aladdin's and things like that. By the time you guys were getting the arcades, I was off to college, so I didn't really enjoy the arcades that much. And then I had kids, and I was just stuck in Chuck E. Cheese the rest of the time.
That is truly an arcade place. I love it. Somebody mentioned Fun Factory. We went to a Fun Factory
did go
in
to a Fun
Hawaii.
Factory. Fun.
Now, Big,
Yeah.
I am really surprised that they made this to replace this cabinet, but they didn't account for those buttons.
Yeah, that's the one feedback I would have for Brian, who
Yeah,
runs the Mod1Up folks, is just to make them slightly wider. It seems like they were probably made for just drop-in HAP replacement buttons versus using the stock ones. So I would have liked to have seen them make it a little bit bigger or include that little nub space.
yeah,
So
it should accommodate the original because most people that would buy it wouldn't be switching out the buttons. They would be doing
yeah, if
exactly what
anybody
you're
who's
doing.
done this mod previously, I'm curious what you guys did for button
Mm.
solutions.
Well, see,
Yeah.
Marvel says if you have time off stream, Kongs, make sure microplastic didn't get into the buttons so they are clean and don't encounter a need to clean them later.
Oh, C Marvel is a button fiend, so he knows his button. All right, last one. All right. Thank you for the recommendation to use the Dremel. That was much faster and safer.
Yeah, because you would scare me with that little X-Acto knife.
Right? Oh, that's what people tune in for my live modding shows, right? They just try to see if I can electrocute myself or cut something. So, you know, this is what makes it exciting. Have you ever done? I mean, you're a modder yourself. I think I'm one of the few people, if only people, that are stupid enough to really do this live. Is that something you've ever thought about? When are you going to be doing some more live
No,
streams, you love?
no, I've never done it live. Yeah, it's a lot that goes into it. And most times most of my mods, aside from the two that I did myself, was always for customers, you know. So
Yeah. I see. So you used to do stuff for customers and clients things. Okay. We got all our buttons to fit. I got some plastic shavings all over the floor. I'll have to vacuum a little bit later, but
Oh, geez,
you know.
got it in my bottle?
Oh no, I didn't. Did I?
I don't know. I'll find out.
Okay.
now, were the volcano buttons already installed?
Yeah, so they were also really gracious enough to install or like send the volcano buttons, and then yeah, I put these in myself. So their kit
okay.
actually comes with volcano buttons because they are a little bit hard to source and find. So yeah, I had installed these and put these in too.
Okay.
So I do need to not only wire them up, but we'll have to light up and use the light up solution that they have, where I think we plug in the power into the PCB as a place to go. And so for folks that were worried of that, I will not know what to put in. They've actually labeled everything here of what you need to plug into the PCB. So there it is.
So for the same cost of a Tempest Arcade, you will get a labeled panel.
Yes. Highly labeled panel. And then we have one extra button that we didn't use here. Okay, so we're going to put everything back in now. These are the guts. The guts.
Golfland.
And the unique thing about arcades in the early times, you really played what was near you. You didn't really have, access to go. We were kids, right? You didn't have a car. You couldn't just travel anywhere. So you kind of got stuck playing whatever games were near you, So some people I've encountered have played some really obscure games that aren't that popular. But when they come by, they're like, "Do you have this game on there on my modded ones?" Because they want to play it because that's what they played at the local grocer or laundromat or wherever they played at.
Yeah, same for me. Like growing up, we didn't have some of these classic arcade games in our arcades, so I didn't really get to try them or appreciate them. Like I was really a '90s kid, playing arcade games in my parents' video store. That was where I got all my stuff.
You know, I'm surprised I haven't seen anyone say Pizza Hut. I remember going to my local Pizza Hut and playing games. Yeah.
Yeah, and Pizza Hut around here always just had the cocktail tables, right?
Oh.
Did you guys have cocktails, or were they regular arcades?
They were regular arcades.
Okay. What about the chat? Did you guys at your Pizza Hut? Did you guys have standard arcade cabinets, or did you have cocktail tables or sit down arcades?
That's true. Chat. Tell me what your Pizza Hut had. I love me some Pizza Hut. And it'd be nice to know if like
James Nelson said cocktail tables is all he remember at Pizza Hut. That's,
I put my arcade outside the laundry room for some reason. Reminiscent, Thor, of like the arcades being inside of laundromats. Ooh, coming in fast.
So B, these parts here, so these are all the standard parts here, correct?
Correct. Yeah, everything back here, wiring wise, is still the same spinner and then the same trackball that's here. So I'm just remounting the PCB back into its place on top of the power switch. So this is like a direct replacement. I just pulled everything off of the stock board and just installing everything here. It's pretty self-explanatory. I don't know if it needs a tutorial or anything, or if like the website. And the cool thing about it is like, yeah, they are actually they've labeled everything, even to the point where this part right here, where it says this is the trackball, and it says make sure the cord goes here, so you know which orientation to put the cord for this. And same thing with the spinner too. So
now, how do you know which cables are G1B and G2 start? Did you label those?
I think it's labeled on here. Yeah, so it's labeled on the PCB. So this says G1A, and then there's a little thing here that says G1A on the board.
Just follow the color.
Exactly. We'll just play color matching and then follow through.
If not, this is going to be an early stream. Mwah! Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Good night, folks. All right, so we're going to stick that in there.
Oh my God. Was there a Pizza Hut edition Pac-Man? With pizzas, right? Oh, yeah. Shakies.
Yeah, I don't remember the pizza themed.
Hold on. I need you to say hi to somebody.
I do. What do I need to say hi to?
Retro 5330.
Yo, Laramie, what's up, man?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
loud and clear.
Oh, okay, cool.
How you doing?
I'm good. What's up, Detroit Love?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Hey, thanks for the buttons on my Blitz.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks awesome. I don't have them turned on right now.
People that don't know who you are, can you do a quick intro? Because I already mentioned it, but you know.
Oh, the intros. Well, first and foremost, I'm a community member like everybody else. Just got into this hobby out of curiosity and wanted to make some cool stuff inspired by, YouTubers like yourself, B, and, Detroit Love. And then started making some cool stuff that people were appreciating, and just kind of went on from there. Started doing more stuff. So,
and I'm glad. I supported you with the purchase because I got boxes full of buttons. I could have pulled some wires out in these boxes and set this up. But I wanted to support you when I saw that you were doing that. I wanted to give a different install video from what was done before, so I did mine without having to take the cabinet apart. For anybody who bought it after the fact, right? Gave them the measurements where they go down this way and over this way and drill a hole and you're in business. So that was my thinking in doing that, so that people, they buy it after the fact, they can still get it installed.
Yeah, it's and I always accept constructive criticism, and I had thought about it, with a lot of stuff that I sell, including instructions, which is a big benefit, but a lot of my stuff, and it's kind of a secret that I've done, and I think it helps, is a lot of my stuff on my website, I pretty much put all the instructions and pictures and everything, so that, maybe my products inspire them to do it themselves. I don't know. A lot of my stuff is kind of like, it's just, easier for people that don't maybe necessarily have all the tools, to do these mods. And so they could, like a lot of other vendors, they have a one-stop shop where they can go and, get it home, and put it on. So, but yeah, there's a lot of products that I do that have instructions, and I should have the instructions with the LED kits. It's sold a lot of them. A lot of people get them in. I mean, great resources from yourself and have their own videos. I link those in the description. But yeah, I try to get instructions on everything that I sell, but sometimes it's really hard to get the instructions to where it's not too confusing, but it's always a work in progress.
Oh yeah. And we all recognize, you're not a mega shop. You're just a guy that's baking something out of passion and need. And that's the one great thing I like about this community is that, you got JC at Tulsa Arcades, and all these guys are just born out of this passion for recreating these retro arcades. You got Angel, Disability, all these guys, man, that because Arcade1Up did make these things perfect, all these things have come from
third business, right, Laramie? That no cab is perfect.
Yeah, no cab is perfect, huh?
Absolutely. And no one cabinet is going to appease anyone. That's why people have buy different graphics and put whatever they want. I saw someone took a Blitz and got their Dallas Cowboy, labels on it, and looks really nice. I would love to do a Detroit one and put Barry Sanders on the side. So I might do that down the line. But that's the great thing about it is you have options no matter what you do, whether you bought a new cabinet, a real full size cabinet, or these 3/4 scales, or even the 1/8 or the 1/6. You still have options that people make available to mod it and make it different, to make it unique and make it yours.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I like about it is I get inspired by other people that have creativity, and yeah, you're right. I'm a Niners fan, so I do have a Blitz custom Niners cab that I made. So yeah, that's pretty near and dear to me. And we had a good game today. So and your Lions had a good game today too.
Oh yeah, Lions did good. They've won their last 5 of 6. I'm in fantasy football, so I got your running back that got traded from Carolina, and I got Tyreek Hill that's playing now. If the game's not over, I need a couple more points from him to win in that league. So I
like fantasy football. It makes you engaged in all the the games around the the league, whether it's Thursday, Sunday, or Monday night. So yeah, it's definitely
and it was smart. I mean, NFL was real late getting into the fantasy game.
Yeah,
but once they did adapt to it, it's been pretty good. But yeah, it makes you watch more than just your local. Like you probably just be watching the 49ers. I would just be watching the Lions and wouldn't care too much about the other games. So fantasy definitely gets you involved. You may not care if they win, but you care that your guy is getting some points, right? So
right.
But it has you watching a lot more games for sure.
Yeah, Detroit Love. I've watched. Man, I mean, I think when I first kind of jumped into this hobby in 2018. It was a lot of your videos that I watched. P-Dubs, and I thought it was cool because I think I saw P-Dubs in the chat, but it was really cool to see you guys kind of link up and at the very beginning and kind of do some shows, and you guys have great chemistry, and I'm really happy that you guys are still doing that on the Super Game Room Do show, and it's cool because you're still you're kind of like the OG in it, you're still relevant in this modding community. And when I saw you jump on, I was like, I know B asked me earlier, and I had to kind of put some stuff aside and make time because you don't really get these opportunities too much. So just happy to finally get to meet you, and I appreciate all the support.
Yeah,
we appreciate you for being here.
Oh, and check this out.
Oh yeah, it's a fun shirt. I think I saw that when we were in where was that? The beach in North Star?
I'm just confused on how we did not run into each other. Like we were there.
You were in Kauai the same time we were?
Yeah.
That's the exact same time. And I went to the Fun Factory. Me and my daughter went there one day, had a blast. I heard you guys talking about that. You guys went to the Maui Brewing Company. What day did you guys go there? Because we went there on Sunday to watch.
We went on Monday.
Yeah. Oh, the Kauai Brewing Company. Yeah.
And then across the street from the Maui Brewing Company is Kauai Chocolate Factory.
Yes, we went there too.
Yes.
All right.
So we're just a day behind.
I know. I was thinking about it. I was like, what would be the odds of us running into each other? And then I would definitely recognize you, but I would be so confused. Like, what is B doing on this island?
Not a big island.
Yeah, next time, but for sure. But we might be doing something a little bit later this month though, so hopefully we can connect up. But we'll talk about that maybe a little bit later on. All right, so I just finished wiring everything up. I did want to make note that since they added 2 volcano buttons here, they have this labeled as G2 start, and this button is also a G2 start. So I think they're splitting so that button does the same thing as these two. So I don't know if they have a solution. I don't know if they gave me a solution to do that, or if I have to do that on my own. But I would have to essentially split this, and then that way the same button would be going into the same encoder. So let me know in the chat if you've done this mod, if they added anything to, and it's been a while since I got it. I don't know if they added a kit to do that, but that would be the only kind of just thing to remember is that there's an extra double G2 start for the volcano button side.
Now, what about G1 start? I mean, because obviously those
top here, right here.
I mean, but where was that at originally?
I think the original panel. Let's see. Let's compare it to the original panel.
Because those two buttons, did they not exist? I don't recall.
Yeah. So the original button like panel has player 1 and player 2, and then this one, and then a zapper. So there's only 4 buttons here, but now we've replaced it with 5 buttons here because player 1, player 2, and then 3 buttons here. So yeah, I think they just make it look like the original. Don't you have this too, Laramie? Do you know?
I do have that deck, but I have to admit I have not installed it yet.
All right. Well,
so you know, half of me being here is, you know, to show my appreciation, you know, for, you know,
oh yeah,
shout outs. But the other half is me kind of like paying attention to what you're doing, because, you know, eventually I might have to do the same thing.
Exactly. So there is an extra button now in this new deck than there was in the old one. So that's why. So there is 5 buttons here now with the, I think this is the original layout for the original Tempest. So they just kept the volcano buttons here, and then they had 3 buttons here. So it'll do the same thing as this one once it's wired up correctly. So I'll look for a solution to do that. Essentially what I'll do is I'll just take an extra little cable. I have tons of these encoder wires. And so what we'll do is we'll cut this in half, and then we'll just kind of like split it into 2. And then that way it'll be 1 encoder wire, but going into 2 different things is what I'll do. So,
but the nice thing is that button's not labeled on the front side, so it's basically just inactive, and there's no one would.
Yeah, it won't do anything. So yeah, that one will just kind of be blank anyway. So probably not even like required to do so, but in case you want it to have it be functional,
right?
That's what it would be for. All right, so I think this is it. I think we are ready to put this back on. We can just like turn it on, test it out really quick, and then afterwards, Laramie, I'm so glad you're here, because I said I was gonna do your mod, and I always love having some of the actual people that have created the mod or have done it to help walk me through it, because, you know, I'm the only one that's stupid enough to do this live, and so I'm sure it's super easy to do, but you know, I appreciate you joining in really quick.
Okay. No, Thomas Grillo said his deck didn't have an extra button.
Oh, did it? Oh, I think he had the Gen 1 version, because they just recently released this one. Okay. All right. There it is. Turn it on. That just fits clean. I just need to plug everything in. That's it. We'll just test out the controls real quick, and then we'll get to the next section of the mod. So there it is, the Waterfall deck looking really clean here. I like how they use, you know, the high quality vinyl, so you don't need the actual cover for it. There is, and I'll just drop the camera really fast so you can see it. For people that care, do you care about this? Like that there's some gap under here?
Let me switch back. I was looking for that.
Yeah, so it's actually, I mean, I can feel the gap here, but it's pretty flush against it. So like there's no hole that I can like put my finger in underneath. So yeah, it's not solid, but I think it's great. So that's I was curious about. Yeah,
as long as it doesn't move when you're pushing it.
Yeah, so people won't see it. So that's fine there. There's nothing underneath there. All right, trackball's still working perfectly. Left, right. Spinner, I'm sure will work at some point. Let's what's a good spinner game? Tempest, right?
Tempest.
Oh yeah, Tempest.
All right, let's just play the actual Tempest game and hit fire. Is that the one? Press 1 to continue. Oh, the only thing I didn't confirm is I wasn't sure of the button wiring because the volcano buttons have three connectors, so I wasn't sure which ones to actually wire in.
And see, that's weird, B, because I'm looking at the original Tempest Cab. It only has 2 buttons there, so it's like, did they cut an extra? Are
you looking at an original Tempest board?
Yes, and it just has those 2 buttons on the.
So maybe this is for one of the other games that's on here, in terms of just like the setup. Okay, all right.
Interesting.
There it is. All right, so let's coin up and play. Player 1. Let's go. Volume up. Volume button working. Okay, there it is. Fire.
Oh, it actually works.
This is Tempest here. You just are around a giant cylinder and shooting at things using the trackball. Oh, sorry, the screen's bad. There it is. So yay, we have working controls. So simple, so simple.
So I heard you earlier, you were born in 83. I was born in 81. So we're pretty much similar in age. And I do remember this playing in the arcade. And I remember it was just so loud and awesome. Like
Yeah.
it had some great sound. It just was
I don't
kind
know
of
why my
overbearing.
sound's not working right now. My volume's not up. I don't know
Uh-oh.
if I have it like plugged in, so I'll have to check that. Check the volume. I don't think there was anything I undid with the volume.
Oh, did you notice there's like a little dent right here?
So the little dent right there is for actually drilling a hole through. So that's a hole underneath there.
Oh, to
And
keep
that's
it
for
safe.
the actual screws to put in. But okay, so we're good with that. All right. Step 1 done. Now let's see. We've already been at it for an hour. So all right, what do you think estimate wise? What are we gonna be doing? How long is this gonna take? Is this gonna be intensive? What are we gonna do?
Shouldn't take you very long. I mean, the marquee is fully enclosed. It's just, removing the old marquee, using the template to kind of line up for some new holes, and then, putting the new screws in the marquee, and then, you might have to adjust it a little bit, and you'll be good to go.
All right, so here we go. This is the 3D printed Tempest Marquee from Retro 530. So talk a little about your 3D printing services, because I mean, this is really clean for 3D print, and like it's completely enclosed.
How big is your printer? This is huge.
Yeah.
So, so that original design is by Ian Newman, and he's in the UK, and he reached out to me a couple years ago, and he had some people here in the US that were interested in it, but due to shipping and stuff. And we had worked on other things, and he said, hey, are you interested in, making these marquees and selling them in the US? And at that time, I was working with Justin, and long story short, we got the graphics dialed in, and those marquees are actually printed on modified 3D printers that print actually 20 inches high. So
wow.
they print vertical, and take a while, and they're fully enclosed, all one piece. The art is by Justin at Gulf Coast. He does a great job. We're working on some other revisions that I think a lot of people are going to be happy with coming soon. But it's one of those things where it's, you pull it out of the box and you install it, plug it in, and you're good to go. So that was
first time getting this design from you, and I was really impressed with the quality of the print. Like, how many of these? I mean, 3D printing can fail. Do you have ones that like are half done because they failed at some point? Like, how many 3D printing errors have you gone through out of all the marquees you've done?
Oh yeah, I mean that's the pains of having a 3D printer is the trial and error. And I do get a lot of blemished ones. And I do have some people that actually, for their own personal use, they buy the blemished frames, they sand them down, paint them, and then they use them for their own purposes.
Nice.
So nothing really goes to waste. But
Nice.
I have 6 dedicated printers just for the marquee frames.
Wow.
Holy. Are they running 24/7 pretty much?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. No, I'm just curious why you went with the red for the marquee.
So I originally, when I got my Tempest cab, I wanted to slant it, and I made one for myself, and I thought red kind of matched the graphics, even though a lot of the colors on the actual cab are kind of blue. And so when I printed one and installed it, and I took some pictures and shared it into the Facebook groups, and a lot of people were like, "Hey, I want the same thing." So that's kind of how that started. And I think you probably ran across it on the website, and then you asked me about it. And I've sold them in red, black, blue. I have a lot of different colors that I use. So, but red has a glow to it, and I thought at least for mine, it was cool because it kind of illuminated the control panel a little bit. It's not like distracting or anything, but it added, a little bit of coolness to it. So I stuck with it.
Yeah. We're looking for a light show right now.
Retro 530, I think you might have a collab in the future.
What up, Angel? Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Angel?
Yeah. What did he say? Read it out loud.
Hey, Laramie, would you be willing to help me modify my printers to print bigger stuff?
We've chatted. I've helped you, buddy. I've helped you with questions, man. B, I was thinking about this the other day. You do a lot of good shows on things that people are kind of curious on, and I would love to do a show to kind of help highlight and educate people that are interested in maybe 3D printing.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, I think I did a show about 3D printing with Ian. I was like 3D printing gurus. I had him and I had George Adana on the show. But I mean,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you definitely come up there in terms of like, just what you can do with 3D printing. So yeah,
I've been 3D printing for about 5 years, and it was just kind of like a hobby. And a lot of the stuff that I sell, it's mostly like stuff that I make for myself and share it, and then a lot of people want it for themselves, and print more of them and sell them. But yeah, the whole Marquee thing, that was a daunting task because you literally have to modify the 3D printers with a different firmware and parts to print them that high.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, because it's going vertical, right? It's going this way.
Yeah, it's all one piece. Yep.
Yeah, one piece. That's why when I saw it, I was like, "Wow, good job, man!" Like, do you even sand it down or anything too? Like, do you have like it's all clean?
Yeah,
very clean.
Comes straight off the printer like that. I print the end caps.
Yeah.
Glue the caps on. They got to sit and cure for about a day or two.
Okay.
And then the plexiglass and the art slides in. I put the LEDs in, and
I see. This is the end part. Like you have that part there.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. So I removed the back part in here so far. So you're saying I need to use a template if I want it to get angled in here, right? And so
yeah, Jeff, resin is cool too. I bought a couple resin printers, and that's kind of something else that I'm kind of venturing off into. So yeah.
There's resin printers? Like you don't have to mix and make your own mold and everything?
Yeah, it's the technology is. I don't understand how these engineers come up with this stuff, but it's pretty amazing. So.
Right. So okay, so big question for people, because I'm sure people are like, if I move it out to this angle, is there just really this big gap right here? Is that?
Yeah, there is a gap, and on mine it doesn't affect the view or anything. But I do know people have gotten creative with like, they've cut their own boards or put poster board in there or
something to like close out that gap right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we're making this flush this way, essentially, will there be a gap on the back side too for this like top and bottom?
No, you push the H panel on, you'll kind of close up most of it.
It'll close up most of it. Okay.
So let me ask a question here. So this is designed just to replace the standard one, not to make it line up the front.
Yeah. So this is if people are not interested in moving it up forward, which some aren't, they don't want to do the the modification on the front, it will actually go in there and replace that one flat. Mine, it was kind of a proof of concept. I wanted to see if I can move it up forward and have it slanted. And then when I posted that, more people were interested. And at first I was like, I wasn't sure about, including more information, because sometimes it could be confusing when people are trying to select what they want. But a lot of people have bought them, and I've always helped with questions and stuff, because they do come up. It's not.
Right. So this is my question then. So now I have the H panel just dry fit in here. Is the back part still leaning on top of the H panel?
Yeah, one of your corners needs to, your H panel on top the corner is kind of off a little bit.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So I have a question. So is your 3D printer unable to make it where it would fill that gap, or because is it beyond the space allowed for the 3D printer?
The model could be modified, but I didn't know how well these would do. And it's that's a lot of work to modify them, and they would be Detroit Love. They would be deeper. Right. It would be a lot more difficult. Your error rate of failure, it would be a lot more difficult to print them out.
So I'm pulling up yours just for reference here. So yours is actually flush against the side right here.
Yep. Oh, pretty.
All the way through. So that's ultimately what we're looking for. And so just going back to where I'm at right now, if this is leaning on this, if I moved it all the way to the front, I do have a gap on the back here.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Okay, so there is still a little bit of a gap here on the top side. Okay, so but like in the original, it would be looking to be kind of like right up here. Is that right?
Right.
Would be doing okay. And so
I would kind of make sure the marquee kind of goes below the beveled edge on the top.
Right.
No, like if you go back to the picture of mine on the website, you can kind of see it doesn't, the top corner of the marquee doesn't stick out farther than the round top corner, if that makes sense.
Say that one more time. Okay, so you cut a new hole.
So the top of the marquee, the corners, they don't kind of protrude past the roundness of the top.
Oh, got it. I see.
Yeah.
So just in terms of placement, yeah. So I mean, this is good. This is why you have examples on here. Yeah, and this is why I asked you to join the show, so I don't f this up the first time I do it. Yeah.
You're like, I gotta drill new holes, and I'm like, oh, I gotta jump on.
Yeah. 2 new screw hole templates, and then the white caps to cover up the new holes. So I do see on the side of your particular cabinet, you did draw. I see the little hole there, the top, and then the little screw cap. So that's where we're gonna be putting in a brand new hole. All right. This is lab modding at its finest right there, where you can judge me. So, okay, so, all right, so it's going to be a little bit below and then right at the edge, essentially.
So the template, the red template inside is basically the exact side of the marquee. So you can use that. Yeah.
There it is. So this is, what's the round thing for?
Those are adapters for the volcano buttons if people have a regular deck. Yeah, I just included them in there.
Okay, so you
kind
put
of
it
like
in
a free
there.
gift. A lot of people were asking for them, so
okay, all right.
They'll split apart. There's 2 in there.
All right, got it.
I have a question. When B was doing the, oh well, that's not your volcano. Is that your control panel
this
as well?
deck is done by Mod1Up. This is a different.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a template for the brand new hole. Then is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So then this will sit on there, and then it'll line up. Is that right?
So the groove in there would face outward. So imagine that's the side of the marquee. So
this one right here. Okay. All right. So this is the side of the marquee.
Yep. So if you were to take that template and place it up on the inside of the panels, you could mark your hole on where you want that hole.
So this is essentially like an exact replacement right here, and then you just include this little piece where I can go like this.
Yep.
And then mark the hole exactly where I need it to go.
Exactly, and then toss it when you're done.
And toss it when you're done. All right, we're gonna be live drilling. Woo-hoo! All right, so are you measuring at all? Is this like how active do people
it's kind of where you want it, personal preference.
It's kind of where you want it, personal preference. So like this is the side. So if I want it flush up against the edge, I would put this part here and then have this right underneath that curve.
Yep, that looks good.
That looks good right there. All right, and then we're gonna hope it works on the other side. All right, let me go get my magic Sharpie so I can mark where my hole is.
So I got a question while he's looking for that. Now, what's your most popular product on your website?
Right now, the LED kits.
Okay.
Like the ones you got, the 4 players right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, those are really popular.
Now you sell the actual doors or the faux coin doors as well, right?
Yeah, so that's actually a project that I've been working on for about 6 months now. And these I 3D print a lot of coin doors. But I hear, some people are wanting coin doors that look similar to the ones that Arcade1Up is putting on their new doors. So the 3D printed ones are good. A lot of people like them, but I do hear the criticism that they don't like the printed lines, the textures on them. So I kind of ventured out and try to figure out if it was feasible to do a molded coin door. And I'm fully invested in this project. It's just taken a long time, and right now I'm kind of projected of maybe getting the final mold end of December, with full production, end of January.
Yeah,
I'll have plenty, and I'll have plenty. So
okay.
And I think people are really gonna like them because they add a lot of features, like push buttons, and there's more to come. But it's been an interesting experience working with a factory and engineering something that is going to be injection molding and the time that it takes, and how expensive it is. So it's an investment, but I think it'll be good for the community. I think people will like it. I think there's a need for it. So
absolutely. I remember a few years back I was talking to JC. I'm like, man, you need to do the molded faux coin doors, and he was like, it's no market for it. I'm like, It is. It's going to take off. So that's pretty funny. He was doing the doors and the real coin doors. So what I was thinking about doing, because the Blitz NBA or NFL Blitz, the real cabinet only had one coin door. It didn't come with two. So essentially, Arcade1Up has given us an extra coin door because. So what I'm thinking about doing is taking.
Hey, B, don't drill the hole. Like, is your drill bit the same size as the screw that's in the bag?
I made it the same size as this as the.
Oh,
as these
perfect. Okay.
Is that right?
Sorry, Detroit Lev. I was.
No. Yeah, I was gonna ask you before. What drill bit do you recommend?
Yeah.
But this is like essentially the same hole size as that.
That's perfect.
Is that
Yep, that'll work.
what you recommend? Okay.
Yep. And then on the other side, what I do is take some blue tape and put it over that hole, and then you're going to have to kind of bevel in a little bit because that screw head is going to it has to kind of sink in a little bit for that cap to go over. If that makes sense.
Okay, so I have to make a little bit of a
just a little, like, I guess a pilot hole with a bigger bit.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I think there's I forget what that's called, but I used to have one of those bits. But if I tried to find it, we'd be here for another 45 minutes. That's the worst part when you're modding it. I was like, where the hell is that one tool?
I just used another drill bit that was just larger, and I just
you just make a little
touched it a little bit, and then the screw head sunk in perfectly.
And that's a good part. I was worried about the art on the outside, so that's smart to like put some blue tape over it so it doesn't come out, and then that way we can just slowly press it through as it gets through. Let me get some blue tape. Good call.
So you would have the tape on the one side and then drill to the point where you see it start and then come back in the other way, right? Is that how you?
Yeah, what I did with mine is I used and I don't know how many drill bits B has there, but I would do like a little tiny pilot hole first, and then use a larger bit to finish it off.
Pilot holes. What do you think this is? A professional?
But the caps will cover any imperfections.
Yeah,
so you'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. This is probably going to, I would say, scare off some people that are worried about modding. I'm sure there's a Michael B tier here and there somewhere. But yeah, I don't think I've drilled extra holes into like a standard cap, except for when I was doing my I did an outrun mod, and then I had like little extra holes I had to drill to modify the seat base. But yeah, this might be one of the first times I've drilling a hole in this particular spot. So all right, so you recommend a pilot hole. I guess that's probably a smart thing.
B, before you get started, can you turn the other camera so that we can see the side of that panel?
Which one?
Here? The other camera. No, well, I guess that's fine. But I was saying the other camera that's pointing
here.
Yeah, that way we can see the
you can watch me mess up more.
Yeah.
Is that what the goal is?
Hey B, you want to know another trick?
Sure.
So with the hole that you're drilling on the inside,
yeah,
take some blue painter's tape and like half fold it and put it right below the hole. So when you're drilling, all the sawdust will fall on the blue tape, the sticky part of the blue tape. And then when you're done, you can just fold it up and then remove it. And it really eliminates a lot of the dust falling on the screen.
So you're like talking about if I'm here, just like go like that or something?
No, it's going to be straight. Yeah, like it's going to be
right
straight.
there.
Kind of like that?
Yep, right there. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Look at that.
Because it's going to stick to it. So
yep,
you don't have to be perfect.
Smart. Okay. Look at this. Getting tips from modders. I like live modding with people that know what they're doing. So I'm just the person that's willing to like mess up and do all this crap. But I'm just really happy to have both of you guys here. So appreciate that. All right. There it is. So we got some dust catchers.
Yeah, dust catchers. That's what it is.
Dust catchers. Low-key dust catchers. I'm going to drill a small little pilot hole just to make sure that we're good. And then we'll get going with this. All right.
So what I was starting to say is I'm thinking about getting 2 new panels for the NFL and the Tempest, and then taking one of the coin doors off of the NFL and putting it on the Tempest.
Gotcha.
That way. And so I'll just have one on the NFL.
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking of turning my NFL Blitz into a 2-player control panel. Yeah. And I know it's like, oh, it's a 4-player game, but really just me and my son are the only ones that really play it. And, to maximize space. Something that I was thinking about.
Now make sure you're going in straight, B.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I can see my line still. I'm like, I marked it, and then like I can't see the.
Yeah, they say measure twice and drill once, right?
Is that right? Let me just double check where my hole's supposed to be. I'm like, oh, okay. I think I covered my hole with the tape. That's why I was dumb. All right, like, where's my hole at? All right. All right, this is where everybody gets to judge me. There's my hole right there. We're doing small pilot first. Okay. 1. All right, that's 1 pilot on this side. I'm gonna do this side as well. So nerve-wracking, huh? There's some high-quality wood from Arcade1Up, right?
Mrs. P. Kong earlier, she's like, "You're gonna drill in the house?"
No, I'm telling her that I got some catcher's tape going on. So
I remember your old videos when you were doing your Star Wars mods, and you had
I posted a video
all
on
over the floor.
I posted a video on Facebook where I used a drill bit, a step bit on carpet, and I got reamed by the modding community. They're like, "What? You did this on carpet?" I'm like, I vacuumed it afterwards, right?
I'm
Mrs.
here to
Congress?
test the woodwork of the Arcade1Up. What do I step into?
You want to drill this? You want to drill the pilot holes?
Oh, I was told to step into something.
Where?
I could test the G panel.
No, you're not stepping into anything today.
I'm done.
Okay.
So I won my fantasy by 2 points. Tyreek
Nice.
Hill, he came through for me.
Nice. Do you have is Monday night considered this week, or is that next week?
Yeah, Monday is, but I don't have anybody playing on this league. So this league, I'm done. I can just watch Monday night and just enjoy it for the game.
Nice.
So both my leagues, I'm done, and I won both of them. The other league, I still have Kyler Murray playing tomorrow night, but I don't need him to win, so that's cool.
Cool. Nice.
All right, look at this. Look at this dust catcher. Like, this is the best mod ever right there. Wow. Look at this.
Yeah, could you imagine that all on the screen?
Yeah, because otherwise it would be down here. I was just going to let it fall and vacuum it afterwards.
Yeah.
But,
Now take the vacuum right there and just, you could suck it out or just kind
I
of.
could. That would probably be like the most efficient thing to do. And probably just going to remove this.
And I saw that on the video for the LED, but I ignored it, and I got dust all over the spot. Look, that was clean.
Don't you appreciate this, Honduras?
No.
Look! Isn't this amazing?
No.
No, it's good.
No.
I'm looking for some approval. All right.
Hey, B, tell your wife to look through her wine glass at it. It'll look better.
It'll look much better. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. That's funny. That was money. Straight money. All right. Those are very clean holes. I put my finger there, and I'm probably gonna go through on the outside and come through so I can like limit the what you were saying, right?
The tear, yeah.
The tear through, yeah, because I don't want that to poke through the art and then have bad art. That's the worst. Okay.
So there's a question for you there. It says, Retro 530, you have any vertical MVC2 coin door buttons?
Hey, what's up, EJ? I don't have. I know what you're talking about. It's Big Blue has kind of like a vertical coin door where it's kind of a little skinny and it has a top and a bottom. The bottom is, I think, is more of a coin catcher for the like the scoop bin or whatever. I've had a couple requests. I have the availability to make them. There's just so much stuff. So you can message me and we could talk about it. Maybe we can come up with something. I'm here to help.
Cool. Laramie taking request. All right. So then now I got to do that little extra big hole with the bigger one, right? Got one.
Yeah, I would kind of take the screw head and look at the diameter on it.
Provide a separate little adapter here with the 2 screws, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these are the screws that I should be using. Got it. So we're not reusing the stock screws.
Nope.
We just want to make this little head kind of make it go a little bit inside, right?
Yep.
The goal. All right. That looks a little bit good. We'll get her done. Thank you guys both for hanging out.
Yeah, no problem. Well, my daughter's getting into. She's playing Gotham Knights, and she's narrating as she's playing a game, and so she's gonna start her YouTube channel soon. So unfortunately, she uses my setup to do her setup. So.
All good, man. Thank you so much for popping in. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so I wanted to come in. You know, I'm always gonna support you guys, man, and I appreciate you guys. You know, modding, because I love the mod. I don't mod everything, and my channel is different. My videos are only what I'm doing at the time, right? So you might see me building a waterfall. You might see me changing the headlamp in my Chrysler 200 for my daughter. You know, whatever. And it's funny because that's like one of my most popular videos every month. Someone comes on like, hey, because when I went to do her headlamp, I went online. I'm like, how do you get into this thing? It's not like a normal car where you can just pull out the headlamp. And you go online and like, oh, you got to take off the bumper. You got to take out the battery. I'm like, who's going to do that? That's ridiculous. So I found a way to go under the inner fender. And so that every month that video gets thousands of views. People are
nice
fixing their daughter's Chrysler 200 headlamp. But I got to run so she can get prepped to start editing her videos. But you guys stay with this. I'll come back and check it out and see the finished product.
Hey, it's nice talking and officially meeting you, Detroit Love.
Absolutely.
And
same to you.
When I get closer to those molded coin doors, I'll reach out.
All right, appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll share it with you.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, have a good night.
Thanks, D-Love. And you're on your West Coast time with me, so you're still good on time, right?
Oh yeah, it's only 8:42.
8:42. All right, so I made some extra longer holes just for people's I guess curiosity of what drill bit size that I use, because everybody should have multi drill bits. I used I think a 1364 drill bit for the main hole on the inside, and then a 3/8 drill bit for the outside section. So those are just the ones that I particularly use. I feel like it's gonna work.
It'll work.
Mount through, screw in both of the screws, and we should be good. And then we can wire it up, and we'll be done.
Yeah,
that's it.
Use a hand screwdriver to tighten the side bolts in the Marquee.
And screws. All right. Now I gotta find my screwdriver because I don't know where I put it. All right, let's go. Have that. Can I use that one? Where did I put it? So now this is like where I spend another 5 minutes looking for my screwdriver.
I have like 5 of them in the shop and I can never find them.
I know. I feel like I just used my Phillips like yesterday when I was doing the Ridge Racer. So if I was using it and then I had it back here, it would most likely be down there, be back here. This is terrible. I can't find a Phillips anywhere in my house. All right, down there. Nope. What other projects do you have working on right now? Like, what are some like upcoming things you got in the?
So it's funny because I was just looking at those speakers on the inside cab, and this doesn't pertain to Tempest, but you know the new cabs at Walmart. You know that you and Justin, that Yoga Flame.
Oh, the peasant version?
Yeah, the peasant version. Remember how I was kind of hitting you guys up like, oh, what does it look like inside? And you're like, oh, yeah, return it. So I did find somebody that did buy it, and kind of came up with I was curious. One, is the Marquee inside still translucent? And, obviously the PCB still has power, but how could we get a, simplified LED into that cavity to kind of shine on that Marquee? And come to find out, that Marquee that comes with those, they are translucent. They're the same exact Marquees that come with, the ones with the riser and the LEDs. So nice. The only thing that it's missing is actually that whole panel inside with the LED attached. So I came up with these clips. See those speakers in the back?
These right here?
Yep. Mm-hmm. So all the new cabs have those speakers, right? So my clips, and I'll send you a picture, but my clips clip into the top grooves of those speakers, and then they hold an LED bar above, and you plug it into the PCB, and it lights up that whole cavity, lighting up those Marquees.
Nice. Cool, man.
Yeah. So
you're gonna be offering pretty soon?
Yeah. Kind of waiting for more material to come in. Yeah, and then I'll offer those. I'll try to make it as reasonable as I can. I mean, it's just, it's an LED with some custom 3D printed clips, but it should solve, because there's a lot of new people coming into the hobby, and I think a lot of them, they see something, it's an impulse buy, and then when they start sharing it, they're like, oh, I should have got the one with the lit marquee, or oh, I should have got the riser one, but you can still light it up. You don't have to, be out of a lit marquee. There are ways to do it, so that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to simplify things and add some stuff to it to kind of make it a little better.
Yeah. Cool, man. Would you mind looking at the comments? Are there any questions as people are coming through? Are you able to look through and see?
Someone's asking for a Space Ace marquee. Yeah. I originally, because I do the Big Buck Hunter marquee, and I know a lot of people like that. It's a complete custom. And when we were looking at the rendered pictures of Dragon's Lair, there was a question of like, is it going to be good?
Yeah.
And I know when I got mine, I was like, yeah, there's no need to upgrade this. This thing is solid.
Okay.
But there is a way to open the top, and you can get some graphics and line them up on the inside, and then it'll shine it up if you're looking to do that.
All right, so I screwed in both sides. I know I can cover the sides with that little. You also provide these little white covers to just.
Yeah. I usually have 3D printed ones, but just because you don't know like the size of the diameter that the people cut, just
exactly.
come up with
So
those.
I'll probably clean this up with just my X-Acto to make it really flat, and then we'll cover that up. So that works out. So all right, so it's installed, which looks
nice
good.
job.
That's
good.
Yeah, is it? So, all right, so this is the top, though. I guess this is probably what you don't see in the picture. So this looks about right in terms of the gap.
Yeah, and some people cover that up. I leave mine open because from my viewpoint, I can't see it, so it's not really that big of a deal.
So yeah, that is from a modding thing. Like, yeah, I would like to see maybe some.
It could be a deal breaker, and that's the thing. And I know Detroit Love.
So people will see that, and then also on the underside too. That's a pretty big gap. So you're saying like this doesn't impact anything?
It actually lights it up pretty good.
Does?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So there's a pretty wide gap on the bottom side of here. So this is definitely. Sorry. Let me turn the mic. Just something to consider for moving it all the way up to make it flush, as well as the top. I might look for some other solutions as well, because I think that would be, maybe there's an H panel replacement that you think about or something like that can cover it. So I don't know, something to think about as well. But do you deal with wood, or is it all 3D printed stuff?
Oh man, I used to. Yeah. I attempted the control panels and tracing out the side panels, and I'm like, man, this is just. If I don't have a CNC machine, there's no point.
Yeah, it's all hand stuff. So right, so who can get that? All right, so I'm okay with it as a modder that doesn't mind. And again, I'm looking at it from the front. The other thing about the I guess I'm a little bit taller and I can see it if I'm standing in front of it. I mean, if I'm standing like right in front of it, I don't see it. But if I get to the side, I can see the gap. So there's some people that might like to look around. I was thinking also about rising this up on a riser too, using the buy stuff riser.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are just things to consider. So if you're thinking about doing this mod where you're pushing all the way up to the front, like Laramie was saying, you gotta move it up to the front and drill that pilot hole in. But otherwise, we're looking pretty clean there. So yeah, and then the last thing, just walk me through the wiring really fast. So you had a 12-volt adapter that was plugging out of it.
Yep, and it has a Y splitter with a connector that goes into the PCB.
Okay, so this is going into the Marquee, and then this is
that would go into the Marquee. It's almost kind of like an extender too, but the reason why I use a Y splitter is because it's more universal, and some people can actually plug in some stuff into the female end.
Okay. So this is going into the PCB, and then this is going into the Marquee, and this is just an extra one.
Yeah, you could stretch it out if you want. It's more of like an extender.
Yeah, got it. So this is going into the PCB to replace it, and this is going into that. All right, so let's do that real quick, and then we'll turn this on. Dim the lights. Check it out. Boom. That's pretty simple. Mrs. Honduras, what do you think?
Dim the lights.
Oh, dimming the lights. Dimming the lights. Too soon. Cannot see. Too soon. Okay. All right. There it is. What is my volume? I wonder if my volume was off. Okay. All right. I think we're good. Let's plug this back in. What do you think? It's pretty clean.
Yeah,
Nice
looks
and
good.
flush.
Piece here.
That was my template to be able to make sure I don't screw things up.
Oh, you love to screw things out.
Yes.
And there's I don't have any additional cost for the kit that comes with it if people choose to move it up forward, because the frame itself is really intended to replace the stock Marquee that sits straight up and down. But I thought since there was a lot of people asking about it, I would just include the kit. It's really hardly anything to it, so for those that are interested, that's what it comes with, and there's no extra charge for the kit. So
yeah,
it's kind of set up on the website to where if you want the kit, it's just an added tab, and it when you order it just shows up, and then I see it.
All right, so we are almost done with this mod. We did
Thanks,
the
Carl.
Marquee. Go ahead.
Thanks, Rick. Appreciate the comment.
Yeah, the only other thing that I want to do with this is actually doing a light up coin door replacement. So I am lined up and ready, good sir, for whenever you have your 3D printed, not 3D printed, your control panel replacement or like these coin doors. So I think that's something that's on my radar too. Do most people when they do the replacement or like the 3D one, do they just cover it or they flip it around? Because like, is yours gonna like be able to cover this image?
It goes on really clean. The image on there, right? The outer bevel will kind of show, but man, from a distance you can't even tell.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks clean. But yeah, I'm really excited for these molded coin doors, and I wish they were here. I wish when I saw everybody, getting T2 and Ridge Racer and wanting coin doors for them, I'm just like, oh, and everybody going on eBay and spending over $100 for the Arcade1Up ones. I'm like, by the way, that's not even going to be half of what mine are going to cost. So I'm not, yeah.
What do you do to the people that like putting in like real coin doors into
replacement? And that's the thing too. It's like you got your real coin doors, which are fantastic, right? Nothing beats a real coin door, but it's a lot of work. You got to get special panels, special tools. You got to hook it up. So we're trying to simplify it, but have that authentic look.
Yeah.
And these are going to have working, buttons, and if you want, you could, tap them into your control panel as your player 1 and player 2. So,
all right, we are now almost ready to dim the lights. All right, hit the lights, Mrs. Congress. She's like all eating. She's like, We're ready. We ready. Okay, let's pull this back a little bit. An hour and 38 minutes later, we have finished our Tempest control deck mod plus the light up marquee. Again, something to consider. There is a gap. You can see it from this angle, but normally people aren't playing down here. So
yeah, I mean,
angle. This is my height. If I'm looking at it, like this is my camera height. So this is kind of what you're seeing here. So you're not being able to see it. If this is like exactly at my eye line, I'm not seeing the gap on the top or the bottom. My kids, if they're playing at it, they might see that little gap and question it. So that is something I'll probably look at a little bit later to see if there's a solution for that. But let's get going. All right. Did she dim the lights? She turned it off. All right. Let me turn off this one. Can you turn off the light completely? Yeah, all the way. Ready? 2, 3. Power on. Oh, I should probably plug it into the back. I knew I forgot something. I was like, you got to unplug it just to make sure. I knew that was going to happen. Whoops.
I love your live modding videos.
It's so stupid, right?
I swear you do this stuff on purpose.
Oh, wow. That's really bright. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I know. And it's so hard to see like lit marquees in person. And like the camera does not do this justice. Oh, wow. Okay. So that got loud. So there, I'm trying to get it up where it's focusing in, but like very clean custom print. The like light box that you have, it's pretty even. I do see the light. Like how satisfied are you with the light bar inside of this? Has this been kind of like
it's a high density light bar that I've used since day one. I've actually, when I first started working on the marquees, I went through like, I don't know, 3 or 4 different revisions of what I was kind of looking for, because I wanted to complement Justin's graphics with the color saturation. So
yeah,
I'm not going to geek out on LED strips or bars or anything like that, but there are a lot of different options out there. So But yeah, a lot of people, they find them a little bright. I like them. I like my Marquees bright, but there are simple dimmers out there that you could just plug in, and you can adjust it to your likeness. So
yeah. All right. So just a couple of things to know. I'm giving you some live feedback right here. There is like a little bit of like that light bleed on this right side. So I don't know if that's just being able to push it through all the way. Is that something?
Yeah, sometimes, you just have to kind of push it over a little bit. Sometimes during shipping, it'll adjust with the plexi and the art inside.
Okay. All right. So that might be something to take a look at. There's like just a little bit if you're being picky about it.
Yep.
And again, so it is lighting up. Like this whole red section now is adding this red glow on the top and also on the bottom. Like look at this glow. So there is a glow from the red panel on here. So this is what you're saying. Like it kind of adds that nice little like ambiance glow. Some people may not like it though, to your point,
right,
because it is adding like now a red hue on your gameplay.
Right.
Versus like having it black. So if this was black, then would it not glow? Would it
not glow?
It would just be completely dark. Okay,
yeah.
So that is the option. So for me, and in terms of the actual like lit portion of it glowing, it's not like super bright here. It's just subtle, but it is adding that extra hue. You can mostly see it here on my hand, right here. So I think
the camera picks up a lot of the brightness too. So it's really hard to capture it on camera and taking pictures.
Yeah,
everybody in this community knows that. So
yeah, for sure. Okay, so but even if I cover like this section right here, that might actually help reduce some of the glare on the panel. Like because right now the whole backside of this whole thing is all lit up. So this is essentially a giant red bar back here that's lighting up everything. So for me, I think my next step will be getting something to block this light right here, which will reduce reduce the red glare here. So I think that's definitely something I probably will look into, even though it looks kind of cool, like especially this portion of it. I do think it looks almost like too bloody red for me. That's just personal taste. But
then if you were to get a blue one, it would illuminate a blue glow.
A blue glow. Okay, cool. So you got your glow options, all right? But I think looking clean with the waterfall deck, these are just options for people to consider and things that you might want to do. I still really like it. I like having it way up at the front. This was on my to-do list for a while. So what better way to do it than just be like, hey, let me get Laramie on here. So, man, I appreciate you coming on.
And for sure.
Playing the stock stuff. Maybe we'll do a future one with, eventually when I get your molded coin door. And we can do that as the next level upgrade for this. And then otherwise, I probably will put another buy stuff riser just to lift it up. It looks a little bit short now compared to my other ones. And once I do figure out some sort of solution here, maybe it's just another piece of MDF or something to block this light right here will be the next section that I do. But I see a quick $30 super chat. What's that?
With your order, did you get the LED power harness for the volcano buttons? I can't remember.
I think so. Oh yeah, I think I did.
Okay.
Or they might have included it. I don't know. I do have to light up the volcano buttons too. That is something
I was just kind of curious because a lot of the times when people are kind of doing this mod, they'll get the power harness for the volcano buttons too. So.
Okay, I might have gotten that, but yeah, that's another thing that I need to do. There is a section on the underneath to light up the LEDs that I probably can plug. Is there an extra USB on this PCB that you know of?
No, mine just daisy chain into the 12-volt power. So you can literally take that Y splitter and just connect it right into that, and you'll get power, and it'll turn on and off with the cab.
I have a lot of your other like wire kit thingies for the doors, so I have some other lighting things to do. But yeah, I'll check that out. Get this lit up. A second thing. Almost. We're like 80% complete, so no worries.
Good.
We're pretty good. Quick $20 super chat from Long and Low. Thank you so much. It says, "Hey Retro, do you include a new encoder or do I use the existing, or could I buy one ready to run? You'll be in Chico in 2 weeks and can swing by and grab. Thanks for what you do, buddy." So this is for you. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. In fact, since this super chat is for Laramie, I'm gonna Venmo him $20 to make sure.
Nah, it's all good, man.
So.
Keep it for the channel.
So yeah.
A new encoder.
I don't know what he's talking about. It. Yeah. Are you talking about for the deck, or so Laramie actually only does the Marquee mod, so he doesn't really do anything with the panel. So I'm sorry for that. If the panel was done by Brian from Mod1Up, And if you watch this video, if you just are joining in a little bit later, I spent time doing an exact transplant. So this is all the same stock buttons and encoder, and we just transplanted it into this particular deck. So
and you do use the existing encoder, for the deck too. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me know if you can clarify if there is like another clarifying question that you have, and then we can get that answered. I'm trying to follow up with chat right now. Double check. So for the deck, he forgot. It's all good, buddy. So all right, no worries. Thanks, Long and Low. Really appreciate the $20 super chat there to support.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
What's going on. Very cool. All right, let's see if there's anything else. Brad likes the backlight effect there. Chaotic says, Retro 530, will you be restocking the original TMNT light up marquee replacement? You want to replace your wood one?
Yeah, I will. I'm trying to get caught up with orders right now. This is the busiest season. So
yeah,
I'm doing all I can. So a lot of my free time is devoted to helping you guys get the orders out. So, but at the same time, I don't want to oversell and then have people wait even longer because time is the enemy. And, so, but yeah, I will. All
right, cool.
And with the turtles, they have, we have options for green frames too. A lot of people like the green frames. I have fluorescent green and apple green, which kind of matches more of the trim of the OG Turtles cab. So
yeah,
good options.
Yeah. Very good. So you're hoping that Laramie or someone else does a full space haze conversion kit. I know there's a couple of people that will do graphics, the side of things, and that's the thing about the modding community is that it is hard to do a one-stop shop for everything. You partner with the graphics guy. Right, Justin from Gulf Coast, and so that's kind of like a good 1-2 if you want graphics, you can go there. Plus Laramie, there's a lot of great people that do just the graphics and will specialize in that because it takes different types of equipment to do different parts of the mod. So I don't mind supporting the various vendors versus having somebody do a full-on conversion kit. And for like this project, you kind of get specialized stuff from people that can do it well. Like, can Mod1Up do a marquee? Maybe, right? But then that way they won't specialize it and they can spend time doing their thing. I'm just glad there's multiple solutions out there. So different ways to get to your goal. So hopefully you can check out those other people I just mentioned.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of talented people in the community.
Yeah. All right. So just catching up on stuff. Use purple lid buttons in a GRS checkball and set yours to blue. You love the cab plate a bit. Center pre for your wife. So yeah. So I think another potential mod I can do is changing out the trackball to like an LED trackball and maybe updating the spinner too, or even doing, if people really like the light up stuff, like Eclipse buttons might look pretty cool on this too, just to have some extra lighting. So something I might look at. I might actually look at some stuff.
I use the Eclipse buttons on mine, and I really like those on that.
Oh, you have Eclipse buttons on there too?
They're really clicky, but I'm okay with that. It's fine. Yeah. But I like the way they look. Like you said earlier, it's like kind of looks like a spaceship. So the Eclipse buttons kind of have that kind of like more of a control panel feel.
Yeah, MG was saying the light reflection on the screen. Now I'm sitting on a stool, and if I was sitting on a stool playing, you can see the reflection from back here too. So I think that's probably going to be a must, is doing some sort of like blockage right here, so you don't see this big red bar. If you're standing up, it's fine. If you're standing up playing with it, but if I'm sitting on a stool, I can see like the hole for this is the backside.
Yeah, good observation. I got rid of all my stools.
You're stand up for everything? Yeah. Yeah. This is near like sit down high right now, so you can kind of see that reflection there. So that's something to consider for sure. All right, let's see what else we got in chat. The non-lit no riser version is still $249. Good to know. I thought this was a really good deal. I think I got this at $200 or $250 from Amazon. So yeah. $200
on top of whatever you paid for that cake?
No. For the whole cabinet. All right, we're just getting to the show.
Detroit Love.
Yeah, D-Love had to head out. So
considering the fact that I just like fed our children to 2 loads of laundry and you're still streaming.
I know, it's almost 2-hour mark. We should be ending pretty soon. The GRS spinner does not work with Tempest. All right, good to know. Thank you, Papa Brad. The red girl looks really great as the control panel has the light ray graphics, so it makes sense. Yeah, thanks for the feedback. I think some people will like it, some people won't. So I think if I just reduce it a little bit, I think that'll be my preference. So that's probably what I'm going to do. All right, Rick says, I'm going to mod your Tempest cab with the Pong Pub table PCB. Has a better Tempest emulation done by... Oh, that's actually interesting. Yeah, to do a PCB into another one. All right, Andy's Game Room says, you didn't know that it didn't work, but hope something would have to figure something out. All right, what filament are you running? Oh, can you answer this question?
It's a PLL Plus, but as far as the brand, I use I use about 4 different kinds of brands. I can't really think of them offhand. I buy it in bulk. What's one? Oh shoot, I'm losing my train of thought right now.
No worries.
But yeah, they're I can't remember. But yeah, there's about 4 different brands that I use, and I use them for, there's some brands that are better. I get a better print for the coin doors, or some that work really good with the marquees. It's just all trial and error, and it's really amazing. Like you think PLA Plus is just kind of like all the same, but how the vendors and companies, how they make the filament, it's a lot different. So depending on your temperature and your nozzle and your bed heat, it's a trip, man. It's a lot of work, a lot of patience. But once you get it dialed in and you get some good prints, then you get excited, and it becomes more of a hobby, obviously for me.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. I know perfection is something that modders always look at. There's always constant improvement. So I think that you're just a testament to that. Last couple questions here. Thank you all for the comments. Looking forward to the coin doors. Did you say any timetable? I think you were saying January, right?
Yeah. So the end of January is when I'm hoping to probably start taking orders. So.
Okay. End of January. Good. I'm ready to have some. Put my order in for a lot of them. Detroit Love.
No, I got you, B. You'll be one of the first ones to check it out. Definitely want your constructive criticism on it.
Because we'll live mod it, and I'll tell you right now.
And then I know a lot of people have been asking, but the Big Buck Hunter marquees, another batch will probably be available at the end of this week. I'm going to open up some ordering for that. So I know a lot of people. If I had help to help me make them, that'd be great. But it's like doing those and everything else is just, I don't have enough time. So I try to do them in batches, and I get them out to people that have been waiting. But it's not like I don't want to do them. It's just that I have other stuff that I got to do, and you got to balance family time and everything else. Yep. So I try to do them when I do them, and I don't like to rush anything. So I think it's important to focus on the quality over the quantity. But I will say this is something new, and I haven't announced this, and I'll announce it on the show. But so the Big Buck Hunter marquees, let's talk about that real quick, because I know we're stripped on time. But a lot of people have asked me, hey, the Big Buck Hunter World has the crimson red antlers, and the Big Buck Hunter marquees that I sell on everything, whether it's the World or the Pro, it's always been that tan, that kind of matches the Pro. We will have options for the crimson red antlers now. So if people are wanting their World with the matching crimson red antlers,
really?
Those will be an option. And I haven't left out the people that have originally bought them. I'll have options to where you can order the 2 decals and put them on yourself.
Oh, if you just want to cover on. I was just looking at mine. I'm like, I have a Big Buck World, so
So your World, if you look at your antlers, they're tan, and that tan is actually to match the Pro. On the actual Big Buck Hunter World, those antlers are crimson red.
Oh, okay.
So it's just the little details that I didn't really pick up on. But because sourcing material has been really difficult, it just kind of lined up perfect to start working on that now. And so so that's going to be an option on the website for people that want the World with the crimson red antlers.
I think the only thing on that one too is either I think it's the vinyl on the front or the side. Like there was stretching or shrinking, so part of that vinyl is shrinking or something too. So it's a little bit exposed for some of the things.
I even had that happen on my personal one too. So there's some things that we're trying to do to fix that, I guess. I'm not a pro with vinyl, but I guess over time vinyl shrinks. I don't know, but
it's called a Sharpie if you can get it.
There you go, Sharpie.
But I mean, that's just one of the things with modding. Everything's never 100% perfect.
Yeah, and I think you were one of the first 30 to get them, so that was the first run. And with everything new, you kind of find things that you need to improve upon and stuff. So, but that is something that I've even realized on my personal one too. So. But trying to make things to fix those issues, but I haven't really got any complaints about it. So I think what we're doing, or what I'm doing, is fixing that. But so crimson red antlers, and for those that are wanting to upgrade, we'll have kits available, and they're easy to put on. They're just it's like vinyl, it's just big stickers, and
All right, last couple comments. Detroit Love was saying that I should measure the gaps just to make sure and publish that. So I definitely will. I have a ruler here, so I'll just do it real quick so you guys can see while people are watching. Is it better to measure in, what do you do when you do your measurements? Do you do metric and centimeters, or do you do inches when you measure stuff for modding?
Inches, centimeters, millimeters.
All right, so this gap between here is just under 4 inches. I would say like three and 3 inch. Yeah, it's just almost exactly 4 inches in terms of the gap on the underside. And then the top side is about maybe just about an inch gap, inch and a little notch there. So about an inch on the top, 4 inches on the bottom. So there it is. I will do exact measurements and publish that in the comments too. So thanks, D-Love.
Just looking at that B right now, what do you kind of brainstorming as far as a solution for that bottom part?
Yeah, this is going to be interesting, right? Because I think this is where some of that modding creativity can kind of come into place on what we might do for there. The first thing I'll probably do is like dry fit some cardboard just to get the right measurements. And so once I do that, I'll probably like use an old piece of cardboard just to kind of measure out the right fit for it. And then it's either like, I'm thinking like maybe a thin piece of MDF, right? That you can use maybe something that's very similar to the H panel thickness, or we can kind of just slot on and like fit on there. And then it would just be either like, if I'm on the underside and I'm not carrying, it could just be like black Gorilla tape holding it down, and then maybe taping it to the back of this one, right? So it would just be that, or I could find some brackets to be able to like attach it to the side. So that's probably what I'm gonna do first. So probably just be cardboard to double check it. Maybe I'll just paint the cardboard black and dry fit it. Like when I'm modding for myself, I'm just ghetto like that and just use whatever we can. And then same thing for the top, right? I'm just gonna start off with cardboard to kind of see where I'm at, and then just make it match. So
I had somebody tell me that they got some I forget what it's called. You can find it at the Dollar Tree. It's like black poster board.
Yeah.
Foam board. I think that's what it is.
Okay, yeah. Foam board might be better.
Yeah, and they cut it to size. They sent me some pictures. It looked good, you know.
Yeah.
And it was, I think it took them like 5 minutes. But you know, for me, mine's all open. It's all personal preference. But
I have a lot of this, like, you know, all these like leftover parts from your Arcade1Up boxes.
Yeah.
Dude, what if I just tape like a bunch of this together and just like start sticking it in there? All right. I don't know why I saved this. I'm like, oh, if I'm shipping something, this cardboard or something could be really, really helpful. So yeah, here we go. Foam board from your Arcade1Up packaging will now be used to block the light from this gap here. So I don't know. I'll figure something out. I just like trying out different things here. Or here's another kind of like fun, stupid option, because we got rid of the back panel for the thing, right? If in case I'm on a Dremel or cut something to size, right? It's almost the right. No, it's not long enough. Never mind. I was like, maybe. But if it's blocking the light, you can already see the difference on the bottom side.
Angel's chiming in and said he can make you a replacement board. That's a great idea.
Oh, okay. There you go. Lots of options out there. So Major Havoc. There it is. Duct tape. Duct tape fixes everything. I completely agree. Thank you, Angel, for jumping in. I printed the red plastic with Dimmet and color cast there. Use the black foam from your Arcade1Up packages. EJ, you and I are on the same page, man. There it is. Low cells, plastic, chrome, diamond plate stuff. So I love the community coming up with solutions too. Marquee could be modded with 2 scrolls on the bottom edge and then 8-inch piece of thin MDF to cover the cab on the bottom lip of the Marquee. Yeah, I would probably just like make a note about that, and maybe I can take pictures for you unless you already have your own pictures. I would add that in on your website just to show that once it's modded that way, there is a gap and that you're not providing a solution for that. It's up to them, and then we can kind of at least give people more information about if they, because I think one person commented that they were actually waiting for me to do this so that way they could see it, and I might do a short, quick video on it just to make note. But that would be kind of what my last recommendation.
And if you do that, with your permission, I'd love to link it in the description on the website too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's a tremendous resource for a lot of people, because you could always read something and look at pictures, but when you actually have a video of it, it kind of resonates with the person a lot easier when they're doing it. So yeah, absolutely. Sorry about that. Casey says his Tempest controls no longer work.
I think a couple people were saying they were failing, so that's unfortunate. So we're doing
Yeah,
cosmetic
I've heard-
stuff,
I've
but
heard
yeah,
about
that
that a
sucks.
lot.
That sucks completely. All right, we're getting near the end of the stream. We're at the 2-hour mark. Thank you so much, Laramie, for joining on.
Yeah, of course.
Last
Thanks,
minute
B.
plug, Laramie from retro530.com. Definitely check out his website. He has lots of things beyond just this marquee here, but it's a pleasure having you on. Thank you all. Have a great evening. We will do a recap of this in a shorter video, but this was fun. Thanks,
Yeah, it was
man.
fun. Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
glad I jumped in.
Absolutely. Talk to you later, man. Bye.
All right. Take care, B. Have a great night.
She still wanted to say goodbye.
Well, I was gonna
So-
ask if he's gonna vacuum everything.
Oh, I'll
so,
vacuum
like,
everything. Yeah, she's complaining. So say bye. Say bye.
Bye, Mrs. Kong.
Bye,
Bye.
Retro Threat.
Bye. Oh, I'm
Boop,
oh,
boop.
whoa.
Error,
Sorry. We wanted to say goodbye. All right, we're gonna end the stream now. All right.
All right. Take care, guys. Have